Namaste and welcome to Voices of India. I am Divisha Jatakia, your host and founder of Apni Indian Gully. We feature Indian brands and individuals who are shaping the future of India with their work, art, innovation, and passion. We celebrate and promote local voices through interviews, brand promotion, reviews, influencer marketing, collaborations, and much more. I am very excited to have Dipti Savla with us. She's the powerhouse behind Confident You and a leading conscious parenting coach with a mission to empower over 1 lakh parents in nurturing the next generation leaders. Dipti has already impacted over 5,000 families through her workshops, coaching sessions, and guest appearances. Recognized for her outstanding contribution, Dipti is honored with Kutchi Pagadi Nari Ratna Award by Ashmita Manch Thane in 2022. Today, she is here with us to share insights on conscious parenting and guide us towards raising confident and compassionate leaders. Let's welcome Dipti on Voices of India by Apni Indian Gully. So, hey Dipti, welcome to Voices of India by Apni Indian Gully.
Thank you. Thank you for welcome, and I'm really happy to be here.
Likewise, I'm sure this conversation is going to be very interesting because parenting and growth के ऊपर है mindset के ऊपर. So before we officially begin, tell us a favorite dialogue of yours or probably an Indian proverb that resonates with your journey and the work that you're doing.
Okay, so I really resonate with this one mission statement, which is leaders of tomorrow live in the schools of today, so invest in them.
Wow.
I live by, I believe this in this slogan, and I
Mhm.
try to encourage parents and invite parents to really think about this and really put into their parenting into this investment. It's really worth it.
True, and it's
So this
very
is,
deep and very profound one.
yeah, yes, yeah.
So, can you explain us what this growth mindset is all about and why it is important for children?
Okay, so basically, nowadays, things are changing rapidly. Every
Hmm.
new thing is coming up every hour, right?
True.
And if we are just stuck up with one thing, and artificial intelligence has taken over, and there are new things every day, and digitalization has become so much. Social media has taken its, main stage. So in this, competition has increased, and there is a lot of pressure for children to
Hmm.
perform, to uh, everywhere. If you are like stuck up with that fixed mindset that, oh, I'm going to do this, and this is my road of career and everything, then if it doesn't fall in place, you get stuck. So
True.
adaptability, changing the process of shifting from one point to another point,
Hmm.
very fast, quickly.
True.
That is called as growth mindset. So I always tell parents, it's always first is ready to fail. So we don't try to understand that failing is the stepping stone of success, and we have to be ready to fail to learn something new. So the first is ready to fail, ready to implement, and ready to learn. So these are the three growth mindset strategies which we can implement, and even children can implement.
Wow, great. So, how can parents model the growth of mindset in their own children with their actions and words?
So it is very important for example, if I'm a parent coach, and my
Hmm.
traditionally, like 20 years when I started this parenting journey, I used to go to nurseries and give my sessions, and I used to think that this is going to be my every the lifetime
Ah,
routine, that I'll
routine.
go to the nurseries, I'll talk to parents, and I'll teach them about the parenting stuff. But if I would have not had this growth mindset, we would have not been, in the same screen, and the people out there would not be listening to us. So the growth mindset is leveraging your things outside into the world, where
Hmm.
you can be 10x, 5x of yourself, every day. So
Hmm.
basically, what I understand is, if I have a growth mindset, I'm going to be a new person after this session of ours.
Hmm.
I'm going to be a new person after learning one new skill. I'm going to be a new person after doing a session with a collaboration or something with some other company. So
Hmm.
every time when you have this growth mindset, it is going to be adding value to your whatever you are. So the
Right.
2.0 to 5.0, that way. So that is
Wow.
what I feel. And parents can, for example, if you are a housemaker and you are making pickles, no,
Hmm.
but now in traditional, time, people used to come to, listening to your name, and they used to buy from you. But now, if you don't
Right.
have your online presence, people are not going to reach out to you. So
Correct.
anywhere, in career wise, if you are a CEO of some company or something like that, even you have to have your LinkedIn presence and professional presence somewhere so that people can understand what you're doing and you can leverage your work. Yeah.
Great. So how does we can put this in day to day life with our children, like कोई ऐसा एक्शन है या कौन सी ऐसी चीज है जो हम करेंगे तो वो that becomes like a role model for our children that they can see and implement in themselves.
तो पेरेंट्स के लिए मैं एक बोलना चाहती हूँ दैट फर्स्ट पॉइंट इज दैट बी रेडी. फर्स्ट ऑफ
Hmm.
ऑल बी रेडी विथ लॉट ऑफ ऑप्शंस. पहले कैसे था, एज अर्नॉल्ड्स he has told that you have to have this plan A and you have to go with that plan A. But
True.
nowadays, even if you go only with plan A, it won't work because the pressure and competition is so much, and the emotional stability we cannot give to our kids. So
Hmm.
having options, having plan B, having side hustle, these are all important part of your life,
Right.
right?
Right.
So I always tell parents that now it's not like commerce, science and arts anymore. It's a wide range, it's a wide
Very
spectrum.
right.
So even a photographer is earning much more than doctor and a CA. If
Correct.
your work is speaking volumes, so you have to be available with lot of options for your children. और आपको वो टाइम मार्जिन भी देना है बच्चों को एक्सपेरिमेंट
Hmm.
करने के लिए. हमारे
Hmm.
जमाने में कैसा था, एक साल बिगड़ गया तो ऐसे एज इफ लाइक हमने बहुत बड़ा पाप कर दिया
आप कर
कि
दिया,
सेवेंथ
it's
में फेल
right.
हो गई, एट्थ में फेल हो गई. Right. So
True.
now I think parents have to give the time frame, for children to practice, implement, come and, share their success stories or their breakdowns, whatever it is. But the
Hmm.
time margin has to be there. And also the learning curve, right? So whenever you're
हाँ.
having this growth mindset and you are giving a time margin to your children, have the logical explanation from them. ऐसे नहीं है कि
Right.
आज मुझे फोटोग्राफी का मन हो गया और मैंने कल फोटोग्राफी के क्लासेस स्टार्ट कर दिए, ऐसे नहीं होता है. सो पेरेंट्स हैव टू अलाउ फॉर दैट लॉजिकल एक्सप्लेनेशन. एट द सेम टाइम दे हैव टू बी कन्विंस्ड दैट व्हाटएवर माय
Hmm.
सन इज गोइंग टू endeavor is really going to help him, and be that be that embracer in that learning curve. आप उनको help कीजिए, be a
Correct.
catalyst in their journey. So that is how it can help them really well.
सो आई गेस इसमें कम्युनिकेशन भी एक बहुत बड़ा पार्ट होगा इन दिस पर्टिकुलर द होल thing that we
Yeah, yeah,
experience. An open
yes.
communication, having an open communication with your child will also help in a long run, I guess.
Yes, yes, 100%. You have to have that authentic communication with your children. They have to they have to make you understand that they are serious in their life, but they want to try the new things and they might fail. So for
True.
पहले से ही अगर आप फेलियर को एक्सेप्ट कर दीजिए, वर्स्ट में
Hmm.
वर्स्ट सिनेरियो, वर्स्ट में वर्स्ट सिनेरियोज आप लिख लेंगे पेन डाउन करके साथ में बैठ के एज एन
Right.
टीम, तो
हाँ.
फिर बहुत डिफिकल्ट नहीं होगा. बिकॉज हमारे पास बहुत एक्सपेक्टेशंस बहुत ज्यादा होती है कि ये होगा वो होगा ऐसे ही होगा, बट टाइम्स आर चेंजिंग एंड इट इज सो क्विक एंड एवरीथिंग, सो यू रियली डोंट नो व्हाट्स गोना हैपन. तो
True.
शायद आप बहुत बड़ा कुछ कर भी सको और कभी कभी स्टार्टअप्स फेल भी हो सकती है, तो यू हैव
Fail
टू
भी
बी
हो
रेडी
सकता
फॉर बोथ ऑफ देम. या.
है. Both of it,
यस.
right? Because I mean, I think so. Doing and failing is better than not doing anything at all.
एब्सोल्युटली. या 100%. बिकॉज मिस्टेक सबसे होने वाली है, और हमने पेरेंट्स एज पेरेंट्स हम लोग ने फेलियर को वो ब्रशिंग अंडर द कारपेट ही कर दिया है. कभी उसके साथ में ओपन कॉन्वर्सेशंस बच्चों के साथ की ही नहीं है.
नहीं हुई. बिकॉज
आई
शायद कहीं
ऑलवेज
ना कहीं
टॉक.
हमारे साथ भी वो नहीं हुई है कॉन्वर्सेशंस.
या
क्योंकि वो
पार्डन.
हमारे साथ, आई एम सेइंग कि वो हमारे साथ नहीं हुई है, इसलिए फिर somewhere
Yeah,
deep it's there into our system कि
yeah,
नहीं
it's a
one
taboo.
has to do.
Talking about failure is a taboo, big taboo.
Yeah,
तो
big
वो
time.
कॉन्वर्सेशंस घर में अप्रिशिएटेड नहीं है, बट
Right.
सब चीजें वहां से ही सीखने को मिलती है. तो द होल गेम ऑफ लाइफ लाइज इन दैट अंडरस्टैंडिंग व्हाट यू फेल्ड, वेयर यू फेल्ड, हाउ यू स्टूड अप एज अ पर्सन, and how you got up. So
Wow.
yeah.
So can you give us some example of growth mindset phrases and feedback that a parent can give to their children?
uh, So, if you are saying about the examples, and so the first I said is you have to give them options, and
Hmm. Hmm.
first understand that mistakes. Like if I'm just giving one concrete example, that if my
Hmm.
son is coming to me and is telling me, "Mama, I have this in my plan," I know that he may do some mistakes, but there are some calculated risks and there are some uncalculated risks. You have to try and understand what would it be. So, for
Hmm.
example, if my son has taken law and he wants to do law, but I know there is too much of studies and there is
Right.
too much into making up your career in that. So I have already accepted that he will take this law ka degree, but even if he
Hmm.
doesn't do anything in that field, he can do his own startup. He can be an entrepreneur. He loves plants, so he can do something regarding plants. He's a singer, so he can. So you have given him lot of the options and the margin and the to perform. So there is a
Hmm.
lot of
Hmm.
things where he's not hesitant कि ये नहीं होगा तो life खत्म, मुझे
Very
suicide
good.
ही
Right.
करना है. So
Hmm.
that have open communication with your one member, like it can be a parent or any confidant or your best friend or your coach. You can or your sir or mentor, whatever it is. You have to dissect each and every move of yours with them, and
Right.
allow yourself to be critical about yourself from them.
From
That is
them.
very important. अब क्या
Right.
होता है कि सोशल मीडिया की लाइफ में एवरीबॉडी वांट्स टू हैव दोज लाइक्स, so 100 likes, so I'm good. And if I'm having like so many followers, so many likes, so many comments, that means I'm doing something good. But
Hmm.
those are only for the face value, and you
Right.
that will not help you in your life. What will help you in your life is someone who can really come up and tell, आप ऐसे कीजिए, you're not
हाँ.
doing this right. So वो critical feedback, अप्रेजल लेना किसी से, और वो भी when you look up to that person, not from
Right.
anybody you
Anybody.
would like
Right.
to, but
Hmm.
someone who is really doing good in their career, and someone who really has that knowledge. You can just ask them, what can I make changes in my thing, and all of that. So
Right.
that positive constructive criticism is very important to thrive.
Very rightly said.
And discipline is also important. If you have discipline in your life, if you have good habits in cultivation in your life, तो फिर आप एक step every day you are improving by one
Yeah.
step,
Yeah. A step
1%.
ahead.
Yeah. So that is also important. Yeah. And
Because
building.
I feel जहाँ पे discipline की बात आती है ना, we Indian households have that privilege as compared to the Western countries कि नहीं वो एक we are a level a class apart बोलो या level apart बोलो. Because मैंने अभी ही LinkedIn पे कोई post पढ़ी थी जिसमें these high tech people were discussing about the first thing you need to do is get up in the morning and fold your blankets, and that will lead you to leadership mindset. And there was lot many gyan with that, and I was like wondering, मैं बोला, ये तो basic चीज है being into a Indian culture or Indian household. वही discipline पे आता है, and it is like by default भाई उठो खुद की बेडशीट करो रख दो, गद्दा
Right,
फोल्ड
right, right.
करो रख दो.
रख दो,
Well, ऐसे
yeah.
कोई rocket science नहीं है, लेकिन that is looked upon as a leadership lesson, and I was like, wow, Indian culture is great. Anyways,
Yeah. Yes, yes, yes. So अभी just वो आप जब आप बोल रहे हो तो I just saw this reel, Instagram पे कि there is a model walking and she just fell down. So that there is this other woman coming up and just holding her hand. So what big
hmm,
thing in that?
yeah,
So
right.
she's she is supporting her and she is empowering her and she is fixing her crown and so many things. I said this is basic manners,
That's basic
right?
human thing. That was
Human etiquette. Yeah.
तो सही है मतलब वो देख के कभी कभी मतलब देयर आर सो मेनी सच रील्स आए दिन आती रहती है, एंड यू फील वंडरिंग कि like okay, ये भी content बन सकता है. So
I
imagine the
know.
content pressure that people is having, the creativity people is having. So that's great. So how can parents help their children to cope up with failure and learn from mistakes? ठीक है, communication तो है, लेकिन उसके अलावा as a parent, how can we support our child?
अगर मैं मेरी बात करूं, then I have built one code language with my son. So if
Okay.
you say, you can say that as a positive affirmation, you can say as a code, you can say as an empowering context.
Hmm.
Because whenever if I try to explain the context, it will be too difficult for parents to understand. But if I'm giving an example, that if he calls me, right, and he tells
Right.
me, mama, I got really good less marks today, or I'm
Hmm.
really down today, all my friends were speaking very good in their debates, but I could not speak. And so sometimes I say self esteem issues, confidence issues, self doubt aa jata hai bachchon mein,
Acha. Right.
fear aa jata hai. So my first line to them is, nothing is end of the life. This is my
True.
first statement. So this was when he was in school. Now it is like, there is, life is something much above all of this what you're talking.
True.
So this is an empowering context which is a step higher than what I said to him
Right.
few years
Right.
ago. Now I tell him that what if I fail? He says. I said, what if you fly? So
Correct.
these are all the codes which we have to
Hmm.
develop with them, and
Right.
we have to constantly you know,
Keep
put
feeding
it
like
into
a
them, yeah, feeding them and hammering them with that
hammering
code.
them.
Because today we are there, tomorrow we won't be there. So what
True.
is going to matter is what they are going to because there is a lot of outside noise. वो नॉइस को बचा के एक इनर वॉइस कुछ बोलता है हमें, वो सुनने की एक
सुनने की.
क्षमता होनी चाहिए. तो वो अगर एक
True.
ही चीज हम बार बार बोलते हैं कि नथिंग इज अबाउट लाइफ, नथिंग इज अबाउट लाइफ, तो ही नोज इट, नथिंग इज अबाउट लाइफ, नथिंग इज अबाउट
Okay.
लाइफ.
Yeah.
यू नो
Mistake हुई है तो हुई है.
हो
That's okay.
जाती है, yeah, it's
हो
okay.
जाती है.
Yeah. And
True.
always I say that, mistake happening once or twice, it's okay. But if it is repeated, then it is an
हाँ.
habit. तो
Then it's
फिर
in
उसमें
habit.
कुछ, yeah, तो फिर आप, it's a red flag then. Yeah.
True.
So that is one thing which I really
So,
like.
Dipti, tell me one thing. Correct me if I'm wrong, because
Yeah.
as a parent, also, whenever my son says sorry, now he's like 14, he'll be of 14 in few days. So he comes up doing the same mistake or probably a little different one. So we tell him कि तू रोज नया mistake कर चलेगा. एक ही
Hmm.
mistake तू repeat कर रहा है, तू sorry बोल रहा है. So sorry is just a word at that moment for you.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Until and unless it's a change in behavior, it is just a word. Then
Yes.
he started realizing it. Okay, now I have to change my behavior. Sorry is just not the thing that is acceptable. So is it right? I mean, this kind of conversation is okay.
Absolutely. The more the children come and talk to you about their failure, their fear, their mistakes,
Hmm.
it is the best thing. It's the best gift any parent can get, because they don't have that barrier. That if I'm going to tell this, I'm going to be reprimanded, or my mom is going to judge me anyways.
Right. Right.
And in the subtle way, there is a very subtle way of disciplining with love that time.
Yeah.
So जब वो सॉरी आता है, और वो हमेशा सिर्फ सॉरी नहीं चलता है. सो इन माय एंड माय सन्स लाइफ, ओनली सॉरी विल नेवर वर्क. वो सॉरी के
True.
साथ में एक ऑथेंटिक एक्सप्लेनेशन जरूरी है. क्यों
Makes
आपने सॉरी
sense.
बोला, आपकी मिस्टेक क्या है, क्योंकि वो रियलाइजेशन जब तक नहीं आएगा ना.
नहीं है.
एंड इट इज नॉट ओनली अबाउट देम, इट्स अबाउट मी ऑल्सो.
Correct.
Unless and
Agreed.
until I don't tell my mistake, what I really goofed up and what was I really bad at, and how it was really crazy for me to do that, they will not understand that they also have to open up like that.
Correct. Correct. Correct.
So, talking authentically about their mistakes, and we subtly disciplining them with love at that time, really वो जख्म पे मरहम का काम करता है.
I swear. So
Yeah.
what I understand is that we also need to be very much authentic in our conversation and communication with them as to what we are going through, probably how we are feeling and why we are feeling that. Correct?
Absolutely, absolutely. We
So
have
that's
to
a very
actually
great tip
जो
to all
हमको
our
फील
viewers.
होता है वो हम सिर्फ रखते हैं. Even our
Hmm,
parents never told us to show the feelings, but this
true.
is a total wrong thing. So
Hmm,
whatever we feel about our children, about ourselves, we just have to be vocal about it. And the
right.
more we practice, we'll get the muscle to speak it. that way,
Ah,
which they really वो hit हो जाता है उनको hard.
right, right. So quickly tell us that how do you recommend on how to celebrate our child's efforts and achievements, which do not overwhelm them, but yeah, it goes into the right way. How do we do that?
So the one shortcut way is to shout out, to make a
Okay.
media, to call out on media that you did this, this, this. I am so
Okay.
happy and all of that, sharing it
Huh.
on status and all of that. And one thing is making them sit down and having heart to heart conversation.
Right.
And it is, you have to understand that it is not about celebrating one achievement or one academic goal
Hmm.
or any
Hmm.
one milestone. It is everyday celebration with our children.
Right.
That is very important, which we have lost the track of.
Hmm.
Parents
Hmm.
just want to have those accolades, those things to show, those trophies, and then we make it as an ego statement कि भाई देखो ये मेरे बच्चे ने achieve किया है. So we really feel good about it, but
Hmm. Hmm.
inside they don't know. So, we have to dissect those achievements and speak to them in such a way that they don't bombard about their own praise, but about their behaviors, about their hard work, about their determination, grit, and all of that. It speaks
So,
volumes about that how they persisted, how they showed up, how they did not they came out of that comfort zone and tried to attempt that out, even though they were failing, they were having that fear.
hmm.
So
Hmm.
when you can see that and you can really actually communicate that, that is the biggest compliment they can get, and that is a
True.
success. That is a true celebration.
So focusing more on the outcome rather than just the shiny, shiny, glittery part.
Absolutely. The process has to be, discussed and celebrated, not the outcome.
Celebrated.
That is the highlight. Yeah.
Great. And before we end up, it was a great conversation, and obviously we'll have part two of this as well because we don't want to extend the length of this video too much. So quickly tell us, how do you feel about getting featured on Voices of India by Apni Indian Gully?
Your voice is cracked. How do I feel about Voices of India, right?
Yeah, how do you feel
Yeah.
about being featured on this? Yeah.
So basically, first of all, I really connect with you. You are the most authentic person who is having the social media presence, and I really know you by digital presence. We really are talking face to face, for the first time.
True.
So, when you do something with good intention, it is going to really speak volume. And the purpose of you trying to help out people reach out. I've seen your work. You always give shout out to people. You try to encourage. Even you had done this vocal for local ka thing in Diwali. So
Campaign.
your moves are all really empowering and encouraging to people like us, and we can also leverage with you.
True.
So, Apni Indian Gully is like, we all are really talented, skilled, and we are all doing good in our own niche, whatever we have. But empowering each other and standing there for each other and having that collab, vibe, which is very empowering and positive, that is very important. And I really get that from you. And I
Thank
really wish
you.
that you're doing good. And I hope that, really you get a long way in this. You go
Thank
a
you.
long
Thank you
way.
so much. This means a lot to me. This really means a lot to me. Thank you.
No, no, no. Sure. Thank you.
So,
I'm really thankful. Yeah.
so friends, we'll again have Dipti with us very soon in yet another very interesting conversation. Thank you, Dipti, for sharing your insights on parenting, coaching, and growth mindset. And we end this video here, and we see you soon. Until next time, Jai Hind. Stay connected.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.